Sunday afternoon, April 27th, 2025. A mechanic's shop in Forest Park, Georgia. Between 150 and 200 bikers gathered for what appeared to be a routine motorcycle meet. Moments later, gunfire shattered the calm. Multiple shots rang out. Riders fled the scene at high speed. When police finally gained control of the chaos, they found 2 men dead and 2 others critically wounded. This was not a random act of violence, it was a planned ambush. One gang targeting another in a territorial war months in the making. Investigators soon uncovered a deadly rivalry between 2 of the nation's most dangerous outlaw motorcycle gangs. This is the story of what happened when the Outcast motorcycle gang came looking for blood. At 4:59 p.m. on April 27, 2025, Forest Park Police received multiple 911 calls reporting gunfire at 5246 Jones Road, near Old Dixie Highway and 1st Street. The location, a mechanic's shop, was hosting a gathering for the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club. When officers arrived, they encountered chaos. Motorcycles sped off in every direction as riders tried to escape before being identified. Police had to navigate through a large, panicked crowd, estimated between 100 and 150 people, just to reach the victims. Inside, officers found 2 men dead and 2 others in critical condition. They immediately began administering first aid before paramedics from Forest Park Fire and Emergency Services arrived. The deceased were identified as Anthony Hearns, 39, of Philadelphia, and Isaiah Mack, 25. Both were members of the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club, a Philadelphia-based outlaw gang attempting to expand into Georgia. The 2 wounded men, later identified as the shooters, were members of the rival Outcast motorcycle gang. The next day, Forest Park Police Chief Brandon Criss addressed the media. What happened yesterday is not only tragic, it's an affront to everything we stand for in Forest Park. Those responsible for this senseless violence will be found, prosecuted, and removed from our community. He emphasized that the city of roughly 20,000 residents, located 12 miles south of Atlanta, would not tolerate gang violence. Forest Park is not a playground for lawlessness. If you bring violence here, we will find you and hold you accountable. The investigation quickly expanded. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, and the Clayton County Sheriff's Office joined the case. Authorities began interviewing witnesses, analyzing surveillance footage, and tracking suspects who fled the scene. For 10 days, investigators worked tirelessly, reviewing hours of surveillance footage, interviewing dozens of reluctant witnesses, and analyzing ballistic evidence. The breakthrough came when the wounded suspects were identified as members of the Outcast motorcycle gang. On May 7, 2025, police announced charges against Donald McKnight, gang alias 1HQ, and Nigel Blackwood, Railroad. Both were charged with malice murder and violating Georgia's Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. McKnight was already in custody. Blackwood surrendered later that evening, still wearing bandages from his gunshot wounds. Chief Criss revealed the motive. Investigators believe the shooting stemmed from a territorial dispute. Both groups were attempting to establish dominance in Georgia. In August 2025, a third suspect, Marvin Judge, was arrested and charged with felony murder and gang terrorism. All 3 men were alleged members of the Outcast motorcycle gang, accused of entering the event with the intent to kill rival members. Founded in 1967 in Detroit, Michigan, the Outcast motorcycle gang is a 1%er outlaw organization. The second chapter was established in Atlanta, and today, the group has 67 chapters nationwide, including 4 in Georgia, Atlanta, Augusta, Hawkinsville, and Savannah. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr describes the Outcast MC as a violent and organized gang engaged in murder, assault, and trafficking of drugs and weapons. The group has a strict hierarchy led by national and local officers. Their criminal history in Georgia is extensive. In June 2023, Carr announced the state's largest motorcycle gang indictment. 16 Outcast members charged with crimes stemming from a June 17, 2022 confrontation with the Chosen Few Motorcycle Club in Richmond Hill. The Outcasts allegedly surrounded a motel, held rivals at gunpoint, and demanded they surrender their vests, a symbol of humiliation in biker culture. The investigation, Operation Patronus, lasted 13 months, resulting in over 40 search warrants, 71 firearms seized, and $180,000 in cash recovered. In another case, an Outcast member known as Lil Savage was charged in 2023 for human trafficking in Atlanta. The gang has also been linked to a deadly May 2023 shootout in Augusta with the Thug Riders motorcycle gang, which left 2 dead and 4 wounded. The Outcast MC maintains its power through fear, violence, and territorial control. The victims, members of the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club, belong to an equally notorious organization, founded in 1967 in Philadelphia by a man known as Coffee. The group evolved from a social club into a violent outlaw gang. With chapters in 25 states and Puerto Rico, the Wheels of Soul claim to be the largest mixed-race outlaw motorcycle club in the U.S., though most members are African American. Federal authorities describe the group as extremely violent, engaging in robbery, drug trafficking, extortion, and murder. The Wheels of Soul have a long history of conflict with rival clubs, including the Outcast MC. Their feud dates back decades with violent incidents across multiple states. 1979, a shootout in Camden, New Jersey, injured 19. 2009, a Sin City Titans member was gunned down in St. Louis after Wheels of Soul declared open season. 2011, federal agents foiled a plot to kill Outcast members in Illinois. 2013, a shootout in South Carolina left 3 dead. Most recently, in July 2025, the FBI raided 2 Wheels of Soul clubhouses in Philadelphia following an April incident in Virginia involving a brutal beating and shootout outside a bar. The Forest Park shooting was part of a broader war for control of Georgia's biker territory. The Outcasts consider Georgia their stronghold. The Philadelphia-based Wheels of Soul's attempt to expand there was seen as an invasion. This rivalry is not new. In 2011, federal prosecutors documented plans by the Wheels of Soul to kill Outcast members in Illinois. In 2013, a shootout erupted in South Carolina after a rival was spotted wearing Outcast support patches. Whenever these 2 gangs cross paths, violence follows. The Forest Park shooting followed this pattern, a calculated attack intended to send one message: this territory is claimed. The Forest Park massacre revealed the deadly consequences of outlaw motorcycle gang warfare. 2 men, Anthony Hearns and Isaiah Mack, lost their lives simply because they wore the wrong colors in the wrong place. 3 Outcast members, Donald McKnight, Nigel Blackwood, and Marvin Judge, now face murder and gang terrorism charges. More arrests are expected. Chief Chris delivered a firm warning: Forest Park will not allow criminals to think they have a place here. Our city stands for pride, resilience, and respect. Georgia's Gang Prosecution Unit, established in 2022, continues its crackdown on violent motorcycle gangs, indicting more than 80 members statewide. Yet the conflict persists. The Outcast MC still operates 4 Georgia chapters. The Wheels of Soul continue their expansion efforts. The battle for dominance and the cycle of violence shows no sign of ending. For the families of the victims, there is no justice that can undo the loss. And for the residents of Forest Park, the tragedy remains a chilling reminder of how their quiet community became a battlefield in America's ongoing outlaw biker wars.